I am genuinely unbothered by my usual intrusive thoughts. They come, they go. I think it's normal to have weird thoughts. And for me in particular, my home base of those kinds of thoughts tend to be more from a freezy, depressive kind of place, and I'm just used to them. I think of them like bummed out little kids and teenagers, and I'm just like, oh buddy, okay, cool thought. Or, sometimes they're really dramatic, and I find that delightful and entertaining. The depths of darkness that could come from here, beautiful. Anyway, point being, they're like old friends. They don't bother me. The ones that come from my fight or flight, the intrusive thoughts of the fight or flight, they've been coming up a little bit lately because I'm in an unfamiliar place, and it took a lot of work to get to this unfamiliar place that I had to push a little bit harder on my body than I normally would. And so I'm noticing they are also old friends, but more like frenemies. I find them disruptive, I find them annoying, and I find them a little scary. So in parts work, with subconscious work, with shadow work, if you were able to befriend, be curious about, have compassion for the part of you that is doing whatever the unpleasant thing is, if you're able to connect with it gently, it's a lot easier. It's easier to overcome or not be overwhelmed by something like an intrusive thought if you are able to connect with it on level, not try to resist it, not try to make it go away, which just makes it louder in the moment or next time. It's easier if you can befriend it. And so I noticed it's hard to do when you want the feeling to go away. I wanted the feeling to go away. You can't really befriend someone you're pushing away. So luckily, I know exactly when this habitual thought pattern started. I have a really funny memory. And I'm debating. I don't like talking. I don't like sharing the actual personal layer of what I'm talking about here, but I'm debating. Fine. When I was 4, I was walking past the TV. The show Entertainment Tonight was on, and they said, it was almost Halloween. They said, "Are vampires real?" Something like that. Again, I was 4, maybe 3. And that was the night I started sleeping with a blanket up to my chin every night until I was 18 years old. Now, I have a lot of repetitive thoughts and subtle little behaviors that I've, noticed over the years that sprung from that moment. But it's quiet. As an adult, it's quiet unless I'm feeling a little unsettled. Now I know, maybe at this point you're wondering, what the fuck are you talking about? Well, a lot of what I deal with folks trying to feel themselves, trying to feel at home in relationships, they are having these obsessive and repetitive thoughts like, what if he's with her right now? What is he thinking about me? What if I disappoint them? What if I walk into them while I'm holding this pair of scissors? Sorry, this is my favorite one. That's mine. Anyway, this is what I do about it. When I'm having these repetitive, unpleasant thoughts, I check in with the part that it's coming from. Now, I'm able to do this with and for myself up to a certain level. You get to a certain spot where it doesn't matter who you are. You really need someone to bring you through the subconscious journeying that's happening. But I have a lot of practice. Please don't be really hard on yourself if you're trying this and it doesn't feel like it's working, or if you're asking a lot of questions like why me? That is a part of you. That is a wounded part of you doing the exploration. They are conducting the experiment for you. Stop it. Don't do it. But if you feel pretty like neutral, curious, compassionate, even, and you can check in and say, why are you showing me this? You're going inside, like you're dropping a little line down into yourself. Why are you showing me this thought? So when I ask myself that, and truly, you don't have to close your eyes, but it is like going inside and really asking. It's not just like having a dialogue of your usual overthinking, churning thoughts. It's dropping in. Why are you showing me this thought? And I know that I'm getting a response, that I'm actually getting a response if I have a memory, if I see something, if I feel a color. And in this case, and something that happens for me a lot, is I felt a lot of tears come up. That's how I know I was relaxing into feeling the feeling underneath. Now, this one was a little bit easy because maybe you caught on to this. I bet there's at least one person out there who caught on to this way back when I said that it was about vampires. I'm telling you, a 38-year-old woman, I'm having intrusive thoughts. They're not currently about vampires, but like I spook myself. I creep myself out. I look out windows. I avoid looking into mirrors in the dark. It's corny, silly stuff. You can feel that it's childlike if you're really noticing. It's childlike and it's adorable. Look at me. I'm a cutie patootie, okay? Always have been. And I like spooky, creepy things. And that was maybe too much for a 4-year-old. So in this process of reflecting and asking myself genuinely, and not hiding that I'm a little bit annoyed, and knowing that it's coming from a part of me, it's like talking to the 4-year-old version of myself, one of them. Being a little annoyed, being like, stop it, why are you doing this? I'm so curious, I'm so interested, why are you doing this? And being shown right away, it's like, actually, I like this. I kind of enjoy this. It's like watching scary TV on purpose. It's like a little game I've been playing with myself for decades. And no, I didn't have a grown-up who put me to bed. I didn't have a grown-up who noticed that I overheard that kind of scary and overwhelming thing from the TV. And I can feel the emotion coming up now because I'm connected to that younger part. So the thing to do in that moment, and yeah, I'm feeling it now too, is to let the emotion come up. It's just let it. Let it, acknowledge it, say, oh yeah, I get it. This is a really fun thing that you enjoy, and maybe it's a little too much. Maybe it's kind of an edgy hobby, and it might feel good to acknowledge that having a grown-up be a part of this would have been helpful. And right now I am a grown-up that can be part of this and say, actually, we're okay. And also, it's okay to like kind of creepy, spooky, silly things, but maybe we don't have to freak ourselves out at bedtime. And a couple nights later, at bedtime, here I am talking to you at bedtime. Having acknowledged that part and I don't always do this, but I actually did spend like a good 45 minutes to an hour just chilling, being calm at bedtime, and allowing space for those feelings to come up and for this conversation to take place. But having done that, I still feel the echo or the like expectation of those thoughts, but they're really not punching through in the same way. It's so much softer. So, long story short, but honestly, truly, I'm talking about a lifetime of burden and stress and confusion and anxiety. If you feel like it took a long time to watch these 1-minute videos, I want you to remember, or 45 minutes or an hour of calmly being with yourself, I want you to remember I just told you about a 32, 34-year-old memory and pattern of anxiety that I soothed in an evening. And you can too, particularly if you get help. Okay, but really long story short, noticing the discomfort, noticing the struggle, getting curious about it, feeling it in your system. For me, it was I could feel my thoughts moving fast. I could feel my eyes darting around, scanning for danger. And then when I drop in, and I'm like, hey, what the fuck? What are you doing? Why are you showing me this? What's going on with us? And just being available for whatever comes up. Not obsessing, searching for an answer. It will come. It's already there. And then feeling the feelings that follow and saying, that makes sense. And thank you. And what else can we do instead? Let me know if you try it.